My name is Jack Piskuski. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to be looking at a possibility. It's a way many people overcome their circumstances and take charge of their life with a company named Shackley. Our Shackley story began about a year before this picture was taken. We had just gotten engaged, and my bride-to-be, Jude, started losing her hair. Lots of it. Now, I know many of you are probably thinking that I had something to do with that. We were burning the candle at both ends, and her hair just started falling out. 2 doctors told her she would be bald for life. They also told her there was no cure. This was sudden onset and very emotionally traumatic, as I'm sure you can imagine. Jude was, of course, freaking out. So was I. But I tried to be supportive. I was telling her things like, "Don't worry, darling. You could make that look good." But she wasn't buying it. Seriously, it was not a laughing matter. It actually got pretty bad. Fortunately, she was advised by a 3rd doctor to start megadosing on quality vitamins and to look for the Shackley brand if she could find it. That was the first time I ever heard the word Shackley. Jude found a Shackley distributor, and within a couple weeks, she was growing fresh crop of peach fuzz in all of her shiny bald patches. Now, before we move on, take a good notice of how thin her hair is. In just a few more slides, you're going to see her again. We were just starting out and already deep in the swirl of circumstances. Zig Ziglar used to say, "Money isn't everything, but it's right up there with air." Money has always been important for us. Have you ever chosen what to eat by the prices on the menu? Have you ever wanted to make a contribution but couldn't? Vacations and adventures cost money. Can we go on nice trips? Well, will we be able to do that in the future? What about a family? The average cost of raising a middle-class child to the age of 18 is over $300,000. Can we do that? We wanted a new car. What's your preference, darling? A sporty driving machine or something big, safe, and comfortable? We better look for something affordable. Our house was a very, very, very fine house, but it wasn't our dream house. Best to settle for this one due to our circumstances. And while we're wishing, what about health? Ralph Waldo Emerson told us the first wealth is health. You already know how quickly health became a priority in our lives. It's like we drew the Monopoly card, go directly to jail, do not pass go. Health changes everything in a flash. So how do you get ahead? Go to school, get a good job. Well, Jude was a teacher and I was a social worker, and we were not exactly rolling in money. We thought about starting our own business. Risky, 90%, over 90% fail in the first 3 years. How much money did we have to get started with? None. We could keep working and start it part-time, but we're already trying to squeeze our life into the little time left after work. Does any of this resonate with you? Time marched on. We both changed careers, moved to a new city, and both started climbing a corporate ladder. And then it happened. You're what? I mean, that's wonderful. We started a family, and Jude wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. How in the world are we going to do that? Well, Jude said with her most winning smile, "I have an idea." We were already impressed with Shackley products. Now, remember Jude's balding picture? Check out her hair in this picture. This stuff really works. Back to our story. Already impressed with Shackley products, Jude started learning about the Shackley income opportunity. She could bring in income working part-time from home. She could engage with other adults, and it would satisfy her need for professional achievement. And she could earn a new car with an air conditioner that worked. Jude became determined to start a Shackley business. Remarkably, even though I saw her hair grow back and along the way, my allergies seemed to disappear, I was a little bit more than skeptical. This is the context in which my amazing discovery began. Here's what I found. There really was a Dr. Shackley. As a skeptic, I had to explore this deeper. Doesn't every company's advertising feature a character looking like a doctor? What I found, literally, Forrest Shackley's whole life was about living with harmony in nature. And I mean literally. Born in the Coal City, Carlisle, Iowa in 1894, he was born with tuberculosis. It was called consumption for a reason. TB was particularly deadly for infants in overcrowded and unsanitary environments. Against all odds, the Shackley family moved away from the city to a small farm in the country. Forrest's first few years were spent mostly in bed, but he didn't die. The fresh air, fresh food, sunshine, and rest slowly worked wonders. As he recovered, he developed a deep desire to understand nature. How did the birds know to fly south in the fall, and the same birds found their way back in the spring? How did a seed, a little tiny seed, turn into a plant? How did fresh food help him get healthier? Lacking the strength for the rigors of farm work, his parents encouraged his studies. Those early years set a foundation for the rest of his life. Forrest Shackley was a brilliant student. His education accelerated. So did his interest in healing potential of plants. Wild foraging for healing herbs and isolating the active ingredients in plants became a passion. He developed his own laboratories and is considered one of the early pioneers in the field of nutrition. He corresponded with other researchers and even helped isolate and discover some vitamins. In 1915, Dr. Shackley graduated from Palmer Chiropractic College, and he formulated the first multivitamin in the United States. This was an era of exciting scientific innovation everywhere. Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, and the astonishing development of X-rays. Prosperous Dr. Shackley was eagerly engaged in all of it. The incredible X-ray exhibit at the nearby 1904 St. Louis World's Fair was a real must-see. By the way, do you know why they're called X-rays? X stood for the unknown. These were the magical rays that revealed the unknown. Unfortunately, the dangers of X-ray machines were also unknown. Dr. Shackley purchased one and always stood to one side when operating it. His exposed left side, leg, and arm both developed cancers. Dr. Shackley already had one son at this time, and his wife was pregnant with their second child. Recalling that he once before had been given a death sentence and beat the odds, he sold his thriving practice, reduced his stress, spent time getting fresh air and sunshine, exercise, good food, and megadosing on his own pure food supplements. Victorious in this second major health challenge, Dr. Shackley was more inspired than ever and motivated to continue his nutritional research. By the early 1950s, he had developed a line of products which were only distributed through his doctor's office. There was high demand for his products, lots of repeat orders from his satisfied patients and the people they talked to. Dr. Shackley, then in his 60s, decided to expand his laboratories and the products company. And Dr. Shackley stayed in control of what was most important to him: quality control, purity, potency, safety, and guaranteed performance. The next problems were marketing and distribution. How do you reach more people? How do you get the products to them? Recognizing the power of word-of-mouth advertising that was already working, they decided on a generous profit-sharing system that rewarded people for sharing about the products. When someone new wanted to get in on the rewards, their sponsor got rewarded again for training them. At that time, they called it a people-to-people business. Dr. Shackley's top priorities of innovation, safety, proven performance, in harmony with nature, and guaranteed satisfaction have been the pillar of the company's success. His research and development team grew to over 75 advanced degree scientists, each of these contributing specialties to the team approach of product research and development. To date, Shackley has invested over $500 million in research, development, and clinical studies. As a skeptic, I can't help but compare all this to the TV doctors who claimed, I have personally developed a unique balance of something or some version of super whatever. For over 100 years, Shackley has been leading the wellness revolution. In fact, even with a 100% money-back satisfaction guarantee, only 1/3 of 1% of the products are returned. That's 99.7% customer satisfaction. Real science is the biggest distinction between Shackley and all other nutritional companies. Lots of companies say they have studies, but studies are not all the same. Shackley has over 140 groundbreaking research studies in the most prestigious, peer-reviewed scientific journals. One of the most famous studies conducted on Shackley products is the landmark study. Published in the peer-reviewed Nutrition Journal of the National Institutes of Health. We'll look at the results in a moment. It's important to note this is not a Shackley study. This study was conducted by a renowned independent scientist not affiliated with Shackley. Who the lead author is puts a proper perspective on the importance of a study. Dr. Gladys Block was the lead researcher in this particular study. Let's see what makes her study so special. Dr. Block is one of the highest regarded scientists in her field. This level of scientist is only going to be involved with very credible research, published in the very best journals. This is her client list that you're looking at. Here's another example. Dr. Elizabeth Blackburn won the 2009 Nobel Prize for Medicine. Turns out her discovery affects every cell in your body. These are examples of eminent scientists who choose to use Shackley products to prove their points. And when you lay out all the results on a graph, it looks like this. We're looking at the prevalence of bad health outcomes as people age, commonly referred to as diseases of aging. See the ages across the bottom of the graph. Notice that at age 50, bad health increases significantly, except for Shackley product users. You're looking at the results from the studies authored by world-class scientists and published in prestigious scientific journals. This stuff works. Shackley's not just proven by science, it's also proven by extraordinary people. At NASA's request, every manned spaceflight since 1993 has had Shackley products on board. Shackley products are also proven by Olympians. When an athlete qualifies for the Olympics, they're subject to 24/7 mandatory testing for anything that could boost their performance. That includes things like nasal sprays, cough medicines, many supplements, and non-drowsy or energy-boosting products. Athletes have to be very careful. That's why they choose pure Shackley products to stay healthy and be their natural best. Shackley-powered elite athletes have won over 150 gold, silver, and bronze medals. This stuff works. Dr. Shackley used to say, when you provide a real service to humanity, You can't stop the dollars from rolling in. Shaklee is the most proven to work wellness company in the world. And the business opportunity is equally awesome. Let's look at that. You're looking at the various Shaklee business ranks titled across the bottom. The average income per rank is at the top of the bars. This chart does not apply to most of the people who get involved with Shaklee. Most people get involved are just product users. They like the results. Their customer loyalty and repeat ordering spans about 15 years. Some people, about 10%, eagerly share the great benefits they're having with their friends and family. Remember, Shaklee rewards word-of-mouth advertising with rebate thank you checks. Even a small internal consumption network can earn nice rewards. Some people pay for all their products that way, and some even make additional part-time income. About 5% choose Shaklee for the career opportunity. Shaklee shares its profits with the people who build communities using Shaklee products. For building these internal consumption networks, the payoffs can be significant. In the last 25 years, Shaklee's paid out nearly $10 billion in bonuses and benefits. At global conferences, I have seen over 2,000 people recognized as million-dollar earners. And Shaklee benefits include more than money. Welcome to the Shaklee lifestyle. Yes, darling, we can go on nice trips. Through Shaklee, we have experienced over 40 all-expense-paid luxurious adventures and vacations, like 5-star resorts and hotels around the world, diving on the Great Barrier Reef, cruising the Mediterranean, watching whales and swimming with dolphins, and watching rivers of hot lava exploding into the sea. Way better than I ever imagined. This plan works. At the start, Jude was motivated by a new car with an air conditioner that worked. We have many new cars paid for by Shaklee. A wonderful house is also within reach. In the picture on the left, you see Jude and I in the blue with a partner. In the upper right, you see the house this guy grew up in, and then lower right, one of the houses he now owns. So you get the idea. If you want to work for a house, you can do quite well. Now, I want to turn attention back to the partner. This is Dr. Queso. He's actually much, much more than a partner. He's our team mentor. Leadership and good support team are critical for success. You want the best leadership and team with proven systems for success. All these people are on the North American team. We are part of the largest, most successful, fastest growing team in all the 68-year history of Shaklee. Complete systems and step-by-step mentoring are provided. Here's a couple examples of how this works. Up on the left, you see Ginny's before and after weight loss pictures. She liked those results. Lower left, you see Ginny at age 40 with her mother age 68. In the center frame, you have Ginny at age 70. Look at the difference between Ginny at 70 and her mother at 68. These products work. Ginny was not interested in a business. Don't even talk to her about it. But Ginny knew Maria, upper right. Maria wanted additional income, but didn't want to go back to corporate life. Ginny told Maria to talk to Jude. After they talked, Maria liked the idea of earning income by helping people be healthy. Maria knew Larry, lower right. Larry's a licensed dietitian. He was already in a different nutrition company, but it wasn't working out very well. Maria asked him to join her team, and within 6 months, he was earning the benefits he wanted. It's a win-win-win for everybody. Another example. Greg was an avid marathon runner. On the left, he's running in the Moscow Marathon. Running was an expensive hobby for Greg, and he was having some leg issues, which prompted Jude to talk to him about Shaklee. The money-back guarantee is what caught his attention. For Greg, the money-back guarantee meant free products for a month. What a surprise. Greg's leg issues cleared up. His running also improved. He started having consecutive personal bests. See all the medals and trophies he won? Greg started sharing his remarkable results with others, and the power of the plan kicked in. In the upper right, he's sitting in his new bonus car. Lower right, he's with a group of us in Hawaii. Most amazing of all, the benefits that we're talking about are not just for us. All these benefits are available for all of our partners and all of our families for generations to come. Everybody you saw in those group pictures is shooting for their next star. The only way to get there is by helping others. Many of those in the group pictures are headed to the last star and beyond. The average income is $50,000 a month. We call it the 50K Club. The fastest people are doing that in under 3 years. We're looking at $50,000 a month in the next 3 to 5 years. Let me ask you, do you have access to any other sure way of doing that? God willing, we do have 3 to 5 years. Where are you going to be 5 years from now? Jude and I have the goal for this year to assist at least 12 other people to reach their next higher star. Everybody in those pictures is reaching for their next star by helping other people. Do you know anybody that would like an extra $3,000 a month within the first year? That would be the first star, working part-time from home. Do you know anybody who might be interested in the 50K Club? We have the privilege of owning a Shackley business, empowering people to be healthy and realize their dreams. We are dream builders in the game of life. It's the ultimate team sport. I look forward to seeing what you accomplish in the next 3 to 5 years. Thank you.